What's up, fire family? It's Kiahonfire, and welcome back to Conan Exiles. Today we're doing another Elder Vault on the Isle of Siptah. So this one is one of the easiest ones on the map, actually, that is existing. But I do still recommend you equip yourself well and bring yourself a follower of some kind, whether that be thrall or perhaps just an easy little pet to get you going. Because of course this will be the kind of thing you're fighting, little orc people. But of course they're going to be way more beefy than the rest. So we are here in this massive kind of pit location, kind of near the storm. So you can see us here, Refuge of the Gremlins, not to be mistaken with the other one, Refuge of the Goblinoids, which are the two easier kind of Elder Vaults that exist on this actual map, in comparison to a lot of others, which can range from all the way from levels 20 to level 60 kind of dungeons. So here we go, let's go into the dungeon. Once you're in, you're spawning in a lobby quite like this, and this is usually quite the case for most of the dungeons. They look this way. And I do recommend perhaps bringing a torch of some kind as well with you, like a glow bone. Is quite easy to make and find on Siptah. There's plenty of the actual glow liquid, well, glow plant and glow bone. Well, bone and plant, you know. But here we go. It is quite busy in here, as in there's usually quite a lot of evil little gremlin people. But yeah, your first one should be at this cage. There's a patrol one, and then there's a static one. And they're going to throw rocks at you. They're going to try and scrape you. Give you a little example of what they do. You see, you threw a little rock at me and crippled me. And then they just do their little normal, well, goblin scrabble thing. So they can drop a range of loot, including bearer boxes, which is a really nice farm for you early on. They can also drop something called Elderium, which is a green gem. If you ever see that, you should always pick it up, because this stuff is absolutely vital in your gameplay of Siptah. So now we got that one. I'm just going to go for this other one and get rid of it. There we go. So both of them are dead. And you can see, I'll just give an example. You know, quite nice. Bring yourself a skinning knife. To this one. So from where we came in, where we need to go is exactly, you see this campfire at the back. You actually take a left and you should see a setting exactly like so, with a little walkway down here. Go down again and we arrive in this room. We have some more of these little guys. Absolutely tons in here. There's quite a few variants. You might be able to attract a few at a time instead of all of them at once. That's generally the best thing you can do, doing a few at a time, especially if you're low level. And bleed them out with daggers. Oh, and there's that green gem stuff I was talking about. You see that? Always pick that up. Absolutely great. But here you go. There's another one in the back over there. Another two. You should see a lever here. You can pull that lever and then go back to this gate over here. If any of these kind of gates open like this over there, then they always can chain chests in them, and there's a lot of them on this actual, well, in this actual dungeon itself. So just wait for these little guys to come to me, because we'll be going across. Of course, we're going to need to get rid of them, get them out of the way. Be careful with these types, because you can see, as a great example right now, they do blow up. But they do take a little bit longer to blow up than the normal ones I've actually found. But I consider that's because they're way more durable than the other ones. So that'd be the case. So little mini ready kind of looking ones, orangey. Be careful of those. Yeah, onwards we go. We're actually going to go through this door here and continue in a straight line. We have another guy here. Get him to come to us. I do hear another one in the corner as well that's also attracted to us. One of those explodey ones, and another guy's come to us from the corridor. So yeah, this guy, explodey boy. It's good at staggering these guys though. You know, if you stagger people with daggers or anything like a war axe, that could be a good start. So if you go up to iron tier maybe, and then went ahead and did this kind of thing, could be a nicer way of doing it, I suppose. I'll just get rid of this guy anyway. Anyway, we're going to continue through here. You've got a choice of going left and right. On the right, there's lots of loot chests, so I recommend it for that. But we're actually going to the left to go and click in that lever here. Once I got rid of thing 1 and thing 2, when they've stopped beating my thrall up. See, this one's exploding. See if I can get rid of it before it goes bang. Yeah, there we go. Got rid of it. Yeah, we're going to go over here to the left-hand side. Pull this lever. And then the idea is we want to go through this door here. And all the way up again. And up here. So here we are into the next section. I might just wait and see if those things follow me. There's an additional loot chest here as well. Just give you a little example of what kind of loot is in this actual dungeon on itself. And then we're heading to the next room where you can see we have a patroller. There's always patrollers in this kind of dungeon you'll find. And you'll find this room looks a lot like the first room, but it's not. But we're going to be taking a right away. And there should be a few more of these just hanging out here. Ideally, don't click on the button if you can, or keep your thrall away so you can just go ahead and do your thing there. Because normally when you open doors in the dungeon, more mobs come out. So if you're already overwhelmed, then opening the other door is not a good idea at all. But here we go, we're into the next section. We're getting really close to the boss now, which is not a bad boss to beat up. He does knock down. He has a very, he has a headbutt attack, may I say. Which can be quite annoying, but no, he's not too bad in general. So head over here, we've got one in the corner. Let's get rid of him before we open the big doors. Wouldn't want to let him through before we got rid of everything. And there he is. You see that big red guy straight in front of you? That is the first boss. But ideally, I'm just going to quickly tell my thrall to stop. Try and get some of these guys to come after me first before Mr. Bossman, because I'd rather get rid of these before having him charge at me. And you should do as well if you're that kind of low level and you don't want to die really fast. Because, of course, you wouldn't want to get overwhelmed if you're a lower level in this kind of dungeon. Let's get rid of these guys, stagger them. Really nice to stagger. We're always getting beaten up by this one. I gave it a spear for some reason. And of course, you probably want to give it a better weapon. If I'm going to recommend anything to you, use a mace or a war axe on a thrall. But I would say 10 out of 10, use a mace, because they are best with the maces at the moment in the game. That is definitely still a thing. So we have this guy coming towards us. Try and give him arrows a bit. You can see he doesn't have loads of health, so that's a really good sign. I'll show you a few of his attacks actually. He's got headbutt attack. He's going to ram you and you're going to fall over. He also then stops and pants, and this is when you should probably go ahead and attack him while he's taking a break. Then he has slap attack, which is very quick, as you can see. You just hit him a bit. Then he has this attack. Definitely want to be... That is the attack you 100% want to be really careful of, especially if lower level, because the repeat slap attack staggers you and it could kill you out in like one go, essentially. It's a very, very nasty attack, so do be careful of it. But you can see you can actually lure this guy around in circles if you need be. Get him to do his little ram and then go and attack him again. But yeah, if you do want a strategy, lead him around in lots of circles. Or perhaps bring him into the other room and use the campfire as a block. Yeah, let me just get rid of this guy anyway. That is the boss done. Make sure to take all of his green gem and harvest him up, because harvesting these can sometimes give you abyssal flesh, as you see there, it gave me some, and some really nice resources. Now we're done with him. Click in the button and here you go into the loot room. So you have a big loot chest, which you should always open, with a bunch of different loot in here. You can see some extra out of realm, so always make space for that. And a sigil with the gremlin. You'll want to actually eat this sigil because it's going to help you within the storm, so it's really good. And then you have a couple of additional chests you can have. Perhaps you get nice stuff in it. It does change every time what you get, so you might get something different. And then what you want to do is leave, so you can press interact to leave the Outer Vault. But before you go, if you want a little bit of lore, where there is some part of the story, a fragment of it anyway, left here, that you can read via the orb.
Lina la prapar, livarenjasan ja reata la viikia. Ala umana narkwanta ja furararut. Rondravala kuola nanalanna, ja lampana fuusi vielä ruta. Irunatira ja la trata gran. Idespara, visota samanoto.
And there we go. That is the end of the first Elder Vault. Anyway, thank you for watching. I love you all, and